Hello, so today we're going to be doing the metal or golden snake Qigong. This practice comes from Wudang mountain, where it is part of a series of 5 animal Qigong forms, where each animal relates to one of the 5 elements, and each of those elements then relates to one of the internal organ systems. So the metal or the gold element relates to the lung and also the large intestine, but especially helps to strengthen the lung and our immune system. So this form is typically practiced in a walking pattern, all of them are, but we're going to do it today just in a standing stationary practice so that it's easier to learn and to practice in a small space. So at the end of the video, I might go into a little bit more of the energetics of it, but to begin, we'll just practice and you can follow along. So to begin, start with the feet together in the same Wuji posture as I introduced in the video yesterday. So bending the knees, the fingers connecting to the earth energetically, the tailbone tucking under, and imagine a string suspending you from the crown of the head. Touch the tip of the tongue to the upper palate behind the front teeth, and allow the teeth to lightly touch together. And then finally, let the chin drop a little. So it pulls in just a little so you feel the back of the neck opens up more. So settling into this posture of supreme emptiness, just becoming more aware of your body and of your breath in your body. Noticing first where you feel your breath already, and then gradually letting your breath grow deeper into the belly. Having a few deep breaths here, feeling the belly expand and contract as you inhale, expand, as you exhale, contract. After a few deep breaths, on your next exhale, bend your knees, sinking your weight into the earth, and as you inhale, lift the left foot and step out to a shoulder width position. Exhale as you sink evenly into both feet. Next, as you inhale, let the belly expand and the arms expand out and back in. Like yesterday, growing the chi field, the chi ball within the belly, expanding. You can sense that expand out to surround your body. And then exhale and condense that back in. Again. Good. Next, bring the right hand below the left and turn slightly towards your left like you're holding a ball. As you get to your left turn, then begin to switch the hands. The left goes below the right, turning to the right, and then from here, the left hand rises up to shoulder height, and the right hand pushes out past the left, and the left hand comes just in front of the left shoulder. As you do so, look over the tip of the right fingers. So it's a good stretch there on the right arm. Then breathe in, the right hand drops. The left hand goes to the right shoulder. The right hand rises to shoulder level. And breathe out. The left hand stretches. The right hand to the right shoulder. Then breathe in, dropping again, Right hand to the left shoulder. Left hand rises. Breathe out. This time the left hand comes up above the forehead. Breathe in. The left hand comes down to the right shoulder. The right hand drops. And the other side. Breathe out. Tracing the right arm with the left palm. Stretching the right hand above the forehead, left hand out. Next, breathe in. Right hand goes down. The left hand makes a big circle. Inhale. 1 circle. 2 circles. Exhale and stretch. Left hand at the left shoulder. Right hand stretching out. Here you're making is like the snake's head. You're using the snake fist, where you press the thumbs to the index finger and stretch the hand so that it looks like a snake's head or something like that. And they're stretching out, this one at the left shoulder, this one at shoulder level with the elbow dipping just a little, and then the wrist is at your shoulder level again. Then to the other side, breathe in. So you drop, pushing down on the left, circle 1, inhale, circle down 2, exhale, left hand goes out, right hand at the shoulder. Again, breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. I'm going to turn. So left hand out. Shift. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. So now you can see I'm shifting my weight more side to side. Makes it a little bit more dynamic. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Do once more. Inhale. Exhale. And to close, step closer. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then breathe in. So bring your feet together. Breathe out as you settle your weight evenly into both feet. And as with last time, just standing here, noticing how you feel different from before practice. Having some gratitude to yourself for having done something good for yourself. And always some gratitude for the teachers who we learn these things from. And so, as part of that, I learned this form from Master Bing from Wudang Mountain, who's a 15th generation Taoist priest from the Sanfeng Pai of Wudang Mountain. And so I hope you enjoy this. And to give a little bit more further instruction, that's the basic practice, that you can follow that along and hopefully get, like I said, it's a little bit more dynamic and kind of advanced in terms of the body movements from yesterday's practice. But if you have some free time on your hands, extra time, it could give you something to be learning and doing. If you're feeling ambitious and you want to try to learn the stepping also, and I can also go through that beginning part again from behind, so you can try to learn that a little more. Where we begin here, and then essentially just exhale as you bend your knees, sink, Inhale as you step out. Exhale as you sink. And then breathe in, gathering chi into the lower abdomen. Growing your ball of energy, building up your chi field, the Wei chi that circulates at the surface of the body. Typically just do 3 times, but you could do multiples of 3 if you like. From here, turn to the left, holding a ball, right hand below. Spin the ball, turn right. Exhale, pushing the ball out. Breathe in. Breathe 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 out. In. Out. It's 3, 4, 5. Here I'll show the stepping. So you bring your foot in and then step. Shift the weight as you breathe out. Step back a little. And then breathe in. Step. Breathe out. From the side. That's the wrong foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now there is a turnaround, but it's relatively complicated. So I'm not going to attempt to teach that over this video. Master Bing does have a DVD he teaches it on, but I think they're out of stock anyway. But then for the purpose of our practice, you can just exhale down, inhale up, and exhale down to close. And it's going to a little bit more of the energetics, like I mentioned at the beginning, to give you some areas for focus and awareness as you practice. The lung channel, like we use in acupuncture, starts here. Well, it starts really, it extends to the finger, but it starts really in the center at this point, Ren 12, it's called, or the central receptacle. And this point is the beginning, it relates to the stomach, and from here, energy from the stomach, from the food we're eating, comes up to mix with the energy from the air we're breathing to fuel the lungs. And that's the idea of the earth element creating the metal element, and from there it comes up the throat, and then it goes to this area of lung 1 and lung 2. So these are major points to focus on in the practice anytime that you're doing this, or that you're bringing your hand to cover this area, as in a way is going to help to stimulate lung 1 and lung 2, especially if you're aware of this area more. So like as we're beginning, you're gathering energy in the lower abdomen, here below the belly button. Do 3 times, and then turning. It's like gathering, scooping energy, bringing that to the middle level, here at the area of Ren 12, and then further, then bring energy up to the upper burner, you might call it, the triple heater in Chinese medicine, to the area of lung 1 and lung 2, which are the mu, the gathering points of the lungs, helping to gather energy in this case for the lungs. Then breathe in, breathe out. So like I was saying, from here, then the lung channel travels out, down the arm, just a little bit to the outside of the middle of the underarm, coming down here, coming down to the wrist, and then finally coming up to the thumb. So as you're doing this on any given side, you're then tracing with one palm, going out, tracing over the lung channel to be stretching that out. And then you go here and then bring the hand up above the head. By lifting the arms up higher, you're then allowing the rib cage to be stretched out to allow the lungs to get a deeper breath. And then inhale, and as you push down, you can be aware of this idea that as the earth element, the stomach creates energy for the metal element for the lungs, the metal element of the lungs creates energy for the water element of the kidneys. And it's this idea of helping your breath, your qi, to descend down to the kidneys, to be essentially recharging your kidneys, your adrenal glands with every breath that you're taking. So here, as we're then stepping out, inhale, not stepping in this case, but you push down, thinking of this hand pushing energy down to the kidneys, circle, gathering energy, and then exhale, and shooting out, and then inhale, push the left hand down to the level of the kidneys as circles, and then breathe out. In, out, in, good. And like I said, to close, just drop, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. So the last consideration I want to go over is why in this exercise is it the snake for the metal element. As some of you might know, there's other animal Qigong, especially Huato's 5-animal Qigong, where typically the animals in that are usually given to the metal element are either the tiger, or sometimes I've heard the bear. Those are the most typical that are given to the metal element from that system. But in this one, it's the snake. And so how, in this, does the snake as a totem animal relate to the metal element and building the qi there? So for one consideration is the idea of the snake as an animal is always, in pretty much all traditions, seen as a healing animal, where even to modern times, you have the caduceus, which is the symbol that is the symbol. Still, you look at any ambulance, and that's what they have on it, is a snake going up the pole. And so the idea of the snake as a healing animal is fairly universal. And for one regard, it's seen as its capacity to, like snakes do, shed off the skin every so often, where in that way they're able to shed and to let go of injuries and things that have happened to them, and almost seem to have this miraculous healing ability of regenerating themselves. Beyond that, you also see how snakes, from a natural history perspective, they are animals that creep down low along the earth, and in that way they relate definitely to the yin elements, where metal is one of the 2 yin elements, metal and water especially. And so in that way it shows it's going to be an animal that helps with gathering and bringing energy down, which the lungs are all about, gathering and bringing energy down and in. So in those ways, the snake relates to the metal or the golden element. So I hope you enjoyed this practice. Like I said, it is definitely a little bit more involved than the exercise I shared yesterday. So if you feel overwhelmed by this, then just go back and practice what we did yesterday. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're well.